Little Jaxson, do you want to know why people were upset about you meeting with the convicted felon president? I'll explain to you why. If E. Jean Carroll was your mom and Donald Trump raped her and owed her $80 million, would you have met with Donald Trump? If you had a daughter and she was molested by either Donald Trump or Jeffrey Epstein or one of the disgusting pigs of human being men that molest little girls, and Donald Trump was actively defending them, would you have shook the hand of Donald Trump? If your dad was Officer Sitnick, who died the next day after January 6th, or one of the 4 officers that committed suicide from the PTSD caused by January 6th, would you be shaking the hand of Donald Trump? If you had a daughter in that school in Iran that he bombed because he wants to distract that he's probably a child molester, would you be shaking the hands of Donald Trump? Then why did you do it? Because you can't answer that, can you? But I'll tell you the real answer, and you'll deny it, but that's okay. It's because since you were little and you could throw a football, everybody in your life kissed your ass. Because this country wants winners. We want alpha males. And what happens when you do that? We get little boys like you, mediocre white men with micro penises that have a God complex. Because people kiss their ass and they throw money at them and girls come to them and you're treated like royalty. And when you have this power, and that's what it is, all because you throw a damn football, you have an opportunity to stand up for women, for what's right in this country. You could have said, you know what? I'm not going to meet with the man that sexually abuses women. I mean, Jaxson, he was sued by a 13-year-old for raping her. Over 24 women have dates and stories. Give me a call. I'll go over every single one of them with you, Jaxson. All the horrible stuff. Kissing them against their will, pushing them against the wall, trying to force them in hotel rooms. But you don't care. That's the problem, Jaxson. Everything that I just said, nothing is political. That's not Republican or Democrat. But the problem is, even if I told you every single allegation of every woman, you would still not do it. That's the problem, Jaxson, because you don't care. And the difference between you and I is that I don't know E. Jean Carroll. I don't know the victims at Epstein Island. I don't know Officer Sitnick, but you know what? Unlike you, I have some damn decency and integrity. But not you. You don't want to make your white base upset. You want to be a winner. You might be a winner on the field, and you really haven't won a whole lot, to be honest with you. You're mediocre at best. But you're a loser off the field. Because it's who the person is on the inside that defines who they are. If you want to define success by money and people kissing your ass all because you can throw a football, then I guess you're successful. But just remember one day what I just said to you. And you didn't stand up and say anything because you wanted people to revel in your greatness, in your whiteness. And the reality, Jaxson, is you were never going to vote for the black woman in the last election. Let's just be real. You, along with 77 other primarily mediocre white men with micro penises, accepted sexual assault, January 6th, dead officers, calling women fat and piggy, not writing to black people, asking for the execution of 5 black men in New York City, questioning the birth of Barack Obama, having dinner with white supremacists, very fine people on both sides. And I can do this for another hour, Jaxson, but you justified your racism and said, oh, I like his policies. That dumbass that you shook hands with literally bragged about Hannibal Lecter, how windmills cause cancer. I have concepts of a healthcare plan for 10 years. He's such a pitiful human being that he has cheated literally on every wife that he's ever had. And you see nothing wrong with that because you couldn't vote for the black woman. Because that's what this is about. You are what's wrong with this country. I don't know why you just don't wear a Confederate flag, Jaxson. Because you're going to roll with the white man. That's what LBJ said. This country will vote for the most morally bankrupt white man who's literally picking your wallet over the most qualified black woman. And that's exactly what you did. You know, there would be a part of me that actually hopes that you actually care about what I said, but you don't, Jaxson. You know why? Because of your pride. You are a prideful person. And you know what's different? I made a mistake and I voted for that dumbass. Because I wasn't an educated voter. I wasn't very political. I am now. But within a month, I realized that it was my fault for not watching the news and doing my own research, and I screwed up. That's the difference between you and I. I can admit I'm wrong. Are you? Are you going to admit you're wrong? Go ahead, make a video, Jaxson. Why don't you be a real man for once in your life? Why don't you do what's right when people aren't kissing your ass because you got throw a football? Literally, you throw a football, Jaxson. You're not changing the world. You're not. You've let fame and fortune and women and money direct your life, and now you are attracted to power. And that's what you did. You went on stage and you shook hands with the man who still hasn't acknowledged he lost the last election, who rapes women, who sexually assaults women, and is actively defending pedophiles. And if you can't see a problem with that, then I can't help you, Jaxson. You're just a shitty person. I hope that one day you and Jeffrey Epstein have a lot of time together. Because if you don't see a problem with that, then you're just a disgusting human being. But hey, good luck throwing a football. I hope it's worth the paycheck. Have a white day, Jaxson.